everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is good to have you on board. Special welcome to you who's joining us for the first time. This channel, we are about embracing all things becoming. I'm a firm believer that the journey to becoming is just as rewarding as the actual attainment of the goal. I don't know if you can tell, but I am excited. Today we have a guest, our very first guest in this channel. Guest, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Sim Kolwapi, also known as Sim. Thank you, Spix, for having me on your channel. I also have a YouTube channel and I am all about everything motivation. I have videos that I like to post frequently called Sim videos, and they are simply into motivation videos. Obviously, I have other things in between just for entertainment, like blogs and beauty things, but the core of the channel is to motivate people. I want you to leave my channel feeling excited, motivated, and inspired to become a better version of yourself. So yeah, that's me.
Certainly. Sim, it's good to have you on board. So, if you are interested to know how this came about, I suggest you go to Sim's channel. In fact, Sim and I did a video last week, and in that video, Sim does explain how this came about. And in that video, we're talking about how we talk to ourselves, self-talk. Yeah. So I suggest I will do all the right things. I will link up Sim's channel. I will link up last week's video. I will do the right thing. Okay. Perfect. So today we are tackling another topic, a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the topic of self-forgiveness. Now, I don't know about you, but let me tell you the kind of person that I am, or at least the kind of person that I was. So I'm the kind of person that gets mad, gets even. Right? You know how people are like, I don't get mad, I get even. Listen, I get mad, I get even. I don't forgive. Like, I'm the type of person that will remember which day of the week it was when you hurt me, what you were wearing, what the weather was like outside, probably what time it was as well. Like I keep a good record of things. What you said before, what you said afterwards, I will keep a good record of that. And I'll be like, I will not forgive you. Like, I legit found it hard to forgive. I'm just like, but why should I forgive you? Why should I allow you another opportunity to break my heart, to break my trust? Because that's what, basically that's what happens. You know, when people hurt you, they basically, and I think that's what makes it difficult, is because you have broken trust, you know, and I'm that type of person. I start from a place of trust with everyone. Beginning of this year, I saw a quote on WhatsApp. And this quote is by a president of our church. And he was saying, you need to pray to know what to stop doing and what you need to start doing. And I actually took that quote and I wrote it on my vision board. And I want to believe that forgiveness is one of those things that God has made it clear to me that I need to start doing.
You know, the funny thing is we are maybe not opposites, but we're different in the sense that for me, I think I'm not forgiving to myself. Oh. And I'm very hard on myself, whereas to other people, it's like, it's another person, it's whatever. Okay, they hurt me, it's fine. I'm gonna and I'll be gullible, I'll be forgiving, I'll give my love tenfold to another person. But when it comes to me, I can't do that for myself. when it comes to me, if I fail myself, if I tell myself I'm going to do this by this, and I get to that time and I don't do it, it's like, why? I used to remember, in varsity, I had this thing where I always said, Ananja nakati, therefore there's no reason for me to fail. Directly translated most, that is, okay, not directly. Basically, that is, I don't have a child, I don't have a husband, I don't have another job, I have no excuse to fail. And I don't have big responsibility, so I have no excuse to fail. And to me, I thought that was me giving myself motivation.
Okay.
That motivation to work hard. But instead, it was seriously creating a toxic environment for myself. It was creating this unhealthy expectation for me to perform well, whereas I have things as a person that I deal with that are not necessarily the same as the next, but because everyone else I see as people who have responsibility, people who go through stuff, and people that I can forgive. But me, I'm not a person that
you're not worth. All of a sudden, you're not worth.
Exactly. So when I came to a point where I wasn't performing as well as I set out to perform, it's like, Uyanzela, I don't know why are you not performing? You know, why are you? What excuse do you have? And then instead of you know, I used to even see, okay, that, you know what, I'm not gonna get this goal that I've set out. So instead of that pushing me to try and perform better, it actually would demotivate me, be careful, and feel like I'm not gonna get there, not even put any more effort into it. And that kind of attitude actually got me into such a deep, dark place, depressive place, because I was letting down myself. And it's like, you know you can do better than this, so why would you not even try? So instead of me being unforgiving to other people and knowing what day, what time, what dress code you're wearing when you said this and this, it's directly to me.
Yes.
Yeah. It's directly to me. I know what I set out. You know, I know, and I broke my own trust. And it's like, if you can't trust yourself, then who are you going to trust? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you give up on your own self, you give up on your own dreams, and you're like, man, you disappoint yourself. I think that's the worst thing, when you disappoint yourself.
To me, as I was thinking, okay, just starting to wrap my head around the idea of forgiveness and trying to investigate why do I not forgive? Why do I find it hard to forgive? You know, I had another strong impression that perhaps the reason why you have not been able to forgive is because you have not forgiven yourself, right?
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So now I had to sit myself down. Such a very excruciating, tiring experience, you know, because now you have to, and it's the hardest thing that you can ever do, you know. Basically, I feel like it was like therapy, you know. Therapy is not easy because now you have to relive all of those experiences, right? And so I sort of did that, called a meeting between me, myself, and I'm like, girls, come let's sit down. Come, let's have a meeting. Come, let's have a chat. What is happening? You know? Okay, we are learning that the reason why we haven't been able to forgive other people is because we haven't forgiven us. And so I had to sit myself down and say, what are these things that I need to forgive myself for? Right? And I had to do it. It wasn't nice. It was the hardest I don't know, 2-3 weeks, just having to admit to myself that, okay, it happened. It happened. You did it. You said this. You did that. But now what must happen? It's been years now. It's been over 10 years. And you have been holding on to your mistakes, right? You've been nursing them. You've been, what must happen now? Are you going to continue all your life holding on to these poor decisions that you've made? And yeah, I had to just be like, okay, fine. It happened. I need to forgive myself. I forgive you. And I remember talking to my friends about that. And one of my friends said to me, you need to pray for the renewal of the spirit to do this, because it's hard. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I've forgiven myself. We're good. Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that, because, and I mean, this is someone who does not know what it means to forgive, This is someone who is not willing to extend any type of forgiveness to themselves or to the next person. So it was really it still is a hard thing for me to do. But of course, I'm not at that dark place that I was at when I started just saying to myself, okay, it's fine. I forgive you. You are not the person that you were so many years ago. You have become better now. You have changed, so it's okay. It's fine. Move on.
I commend you so much for actually realizing that, connecting the two, that in fact, the reason that I don't forgive others is because I haven't forgiven myself. I think a lot of us don't, we don't connect those two things. We sometimes don't connect our behavior towards others as something that stems from within.
Right?
Wrong with yourself, and everyone else is the one that is wrong, so to actually step back and search within. But Emma, this thing has been happening multiple number of times. I haven't been forgiving to people many times. This is a pattern. This is a habit. This is a character trait that I now carry. Why? Where does it come from? Where does it stem from? And from within. So I commend you for doing that. It comes to a point where we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to realize and acknowledge the things that are toxic within us and unlearn things that we learned while growing up and from experiences. And I think that when we said we were going to discuss this topic, to me, I was very curious to think that I wonder, why do we hold grudges on ourselves? Essentially, like, it's yourself. Why would you hold a grudge on your own self? And when I was thinking, I just came from the top of my mind and came up. Why? I came up with the fact that, you know what, you actually don't see yourself in the same light that you see other people.
Exactly.
And I think that's what was happening to me, in the sense that other people, to me, I'm forgiving to, and I am fine with them.
Yeah, you were lenient to
hurting me, because it's like, because we don't see other people in the same way as we see ourselves. I think as people, we see ourselves in the harshest of light, and we can be the hardest on ourselves. And I think that will lead me to my second thought of why we hold grudges on ourselves, and that is because we set such high standards for ourselves. We have these expectations of ourselves. Just say, nah, I am it, and I am going to have this and do this and do this. And I think it's because we know the potential that we have. You know, we know when we perform at our best, we can do such things. But then we know when we don't achieve and perform in a certain way that, okay, I didn't do my best, so I must be angry at myself. No, I can do better. We set ridiculous standards for ourselves. And then thirdly, is we can't hide anything from ourselves. I think we're the one person that is always there and always aware of the things that we do. So we see both the good and the bad. In fact, we are overexposed to our own bad personality traits. And we overanalyze them and we overthink them, and we hold a grudge on ourselves because of them.
For me, just to add on to what you were saying, for me, the reason why I have just not been able to forgive myself stems from the fact that I went against my truth, I went against everything that I knew to be wrong. I knew better. So there is no excuse for me. I knew better, so I should have done better. And that has just been at the core of why I have just not been forgiving of the mistakes that I've made, the poor decisions that I've made. And it's just been so hard. But I mean, with growing up and with learning the gospel for me and the role of Jesus Christ in our lives, that has helped me to say, okay, cool. Even when we know better, even when we are in the position to do better, it's fine. It's fine. It does not make it right, the fact that you will now stay in this jail cell for forever because you did something wrong, because you went against your truth. You weren't against things that you were taught. No, get out of there. Get out of there.
And I think when I say that, we don't realize how much of a heavy be unforgiving.
Yeah.
How much of and it ends up affecting us in many areas of our lives. For instance, like I was saying with me, that I wasn't forgiving to myself and I was forgiving to everyone else, but that being forgiving to everyone else, it wasn't actually being forgiving. It was me not showing myself enough love to be able to stand up for myself, and to be able to not allow people to trample over me. I was instead allowing people to trample over me and allowing people to do whatever they want to me because I didn't value myself enough, because I didn't forgive myself. Because to me, I understand self-forgiveness as a form of self-love. It's you being compassionate, being kind, being understanding towards yourself. And if you're not all those things towards yourself, then you are going to allow other people to be unkind, not be compassionate, to not be forgiving, to not be loving, to not being trusting towards you. So when I say that I'm forgiving to everyone, it's not a good thing. It's a thing that shows, in fact, how do I see myself? How do I value myself? Because thing is, when I say self-love isn't about, face masks and bubble baths and all the good stuff. It's also about, sitting down and being honest with yourself. It's about, looking deep within and analyzing and accepting and acknowledging some of the toxic things that you have within yourself. It's being real with yourself and seeing your bad sides in situations. You're not always right. You're not always perfect, but I'm forgiving. I'm forgiving. Why? Asking yourself, why do you do certain things? How are your relationships relationships with people? What do they stem from? And I think when you take that first step, I think with anything else, you need that first step of acknowledgement. When you take that first step and acknowledge that, Yazi, I am not being forgiving to myself. I've held this over myself for all these years, or for all these months, or for this period of time. Then you'll start to realize that, okay, there's a reason for this. There's a reason for all this behavior. You start to see the forgiveness or the grudge you're holding in itself, and you can start to figure out ways to forgive yourself.
Sim, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and for just doing this with me. I'm not sure if I enjoyed it because it's such a, like I said, it's a topic that's near and dear to me. So it's taking me to that place.
It's a tough topic, and the more we try to talk about it, the more you get flashbacks of things that you hate yourself for. So it's not a fun, exciting topic. It's quite deep, and we tried our best.
Yeah. So but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for holding my hand. Thank you for holding my hand. I think if I was doing it alone, get Dal and Khalile, but thank you for being with me. But it is what it is. We have to talk about, like you said, we have to talk about these uncomfortable conversations, because you realize really that you aren't the only one going through these things, and the more we talk about it, the more we normalize conversations like these, then I believe there is that one person that will watch this video and will be impressed as well to start thinking about forgiving, and most of all, forgiving themselves. But yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please do the right thing. Do the right thing in my channel. The liking, the subscribing, the commenting. Please, we want to know, how is it? How are you and your forgiveness? Like, are you that forgiving person, or are you like me? Do you keep a scoreboard? Please do the right thing. Do the right thing on Sim's channel. I will link it up. I will do the right thing. Sim, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. See you on the flip side.